Hello everyone and welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm gonna be honest, I know I said I would do the Souls video last week, but I forgot about Mother's Day until this week. So I'm making this video on Mother's Day at 10 even, not 11, we're not there yet, but it's 11. Because I spent the week making my mom's presents. And I won't be able to make that video next week either because I have a school trip next week. I guess this week because it's a Monday, but so that's where we are at the moment. Sorry, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. So again, this is going to be a lazier video, but live, laugh, love, you know? So without further ado, please like and subscribe and enjoy the video. Okay, so today I'm drawing 3 characters, and they are Taina, Moasir, and Meridian. I did kind of want to do this video anyway, and I'll probably make more like it because there are 14 or I guess 15 including Mo of like these gods, or like the children of gods that also happen to be gods, unless I change that. And then there's 15 parent gods as well, unless I change that. So all in all, I have a bit of work cut out for me. So Taina and Mo are Mammon's children, Mammon being the god of greed and other things, and I haven't decided on what else he's the god of. Let me live. Okay, I do everything backwards and it's a whole thing. And by the way, the things that I say that these guys are like the gods of and stuff, take it with like a massive grain of salt, because after I do out everyone else, that might change. Just so you know, because I've just done these 3 and that's it. And then I have like one word for everyone else, so. Oh, well, I've done Asmodeus and Uriel's children as well, so that's not too bad. We're not doing too bad. So Taina is the goddess of intellectual greed, or like non-materialistic greed. Take like the want for knowledge or more time, you know, stuff like that. Whereas her father Mammon is the god of materialistic greed, if that makes sense. Mainly because I feel like intellectual greed is a more modern concept than materialistic, and obviously like Mammon is older than his children, so I mean, like obviously the one for knowledge was always there, but like, you know, I don't think cavemen were that bothered with the days of the week and stuff like that. Anyway, because of this, she became an oracle, and in my universe, to become an oracle, you first have to, number 1, be strong enough, obviously, and you also have to sacrifice your ability of sight, because you can't tell the future if you like. Okay, so basically you can only see one plane, and it's like, if you know Soren from my previous videos, he sees like souls, he sees on that plane. If you see in the regular plane that most people see, and then you can't see in the plane that allows you to see the future, stuff like that. It's really confusing, but I swear it makes sense, kind of. Not really. Oh, and because, you know, partially because I haven't decided on how she blinds herself, she keeps her eyes covered now. Also, for anyone unaware, an oracle is like someone who can like see into the future and stuff. But I mean, in most cases, that can be like an almost infinite amount of future. So Taina has to decide on which is the most likely. And prophecies as well, I suppose, comes into it. It's a full-time job, really. So, Taina is also the goddess of forbidden knowledge, astronomy, engineering, and all that man-made icky stuff that furthers society without the gods' consent. As you can tell, all the other gods love her so much. Off topic, but my throat's really itchy and I really need water, but I don't have any up here, so I'm going to try do this without drinking. This could be fun. Oh, and by the way, Mammon and Taina are based off of magpies, ravens, and crows, like that sort of thing. Obviously, they don't have like the white bit that magpies have, but that's why their hair is like really light in color. That was kind of... Listen, I take a lot of liberty in my designs. Anyway, moving on to Meridian, our little monkey man, and the son of Michael, the goddess of charity. Fun fact, Meridian and Michael used to be pelicans, but pelican humans are hard to design without making them look super ugly, because, you know, their stomachs would be in their like chin. So, but yeah, so they're monkeys, like specifically kind of chimpanzees. The only other like two that I thought about were whales or elephants, but that also seemed a bit too hard when I could just do chimpanzees, which are already kind of close enough to humans because we kind of came from monkeys. So like, I mean, I had the easiest option, so it was a super impressive design choice by me. That was made to suit the story perfectly. Yep. Anyway, so Meridian is the god of equality, and the reason for that is because charity's goal is equality. I think, not in this economy, but not as in like commercial charities. On the note of not in this economy, I don't mean like commercial charities and like the ones that you hear about. I suppose there's no such thing as a commercial charity, but there kind of is, because some charities aren't actually charities. Is commercial the right word for that? Probably not. I don't know. I'm really bad at English, and it's my first language, so take what you will of that. But anyway, so he's like, he comes from like the act of generosity and charity itself, that kind of thing. Anyway, I won't get too far into it, because I don't know, it's a whole debate. I'm kind of wondering if I should change Michael to be the goddess of generosity rather than charity, because I feel like charity has a bit of like when you hear charity, you think, oh, donating to charity, that sort of thing, which is not what I mean when I say it. But I feel like I'll get away with it. Anyway, it's fine. Meridian is also the god of fair trials, judgment, knowledge, not the forbidden kind, and oaths. Meridian is also an oracle, but not because of greed, but rather because he was told to become an oracle. So it's kind of a thing where like the more demonic, like 7 deadly sins kind of gods and the 7 heavenly virtue gods are kind of a bit divided. So when Tana was like, oh, I'm an oracle now, the heavenly virtues were like, quick, we need one. So they told him to be one, and he was like, okay, if you say so. Bye, eyes. I didn't need you anyway. He also believes that everyone should be equal no matter what. So basically, he's a I mean, what? Who said that? Who said that? His sentiment is not shared by anyone, and most people find his spiels about the world where mortals walk amongst the divine with the same amount of power to be quite annoying. Listen, when you're trying to have a family dinner and one guy just stands up on the table and starts talking about how he wants mortals to be as strong as you guys, it gets annoying after the 15th time, Okay, he's not that extreme, but you know what I mean. I can over dramatize things. It's my OCs. Also, you're going to be very surprised, but all the other gods have to keep a close eye on him because, surprisingly, making everyone in the universe capable of moving mountains is not a good idea. I mean, not that he can necessarily do that, but they're worried he's going to find a way to do that. Listen, he's a little bit extreme, but his heart's in the right direction, I swear, okay? He's also super nice to pretty much anyone. He'd still invite you in for tea if you just murdered someone, but then he'd lock you up afterwards because everyone that murders someone deserves the same punishment to keep it equal. So yeah, he can be a bit fanatical, and yeah, he might be on several watch lists, but it doesn't mean any harm by it. Listen, if the punishment for stealing something was changed to getting your hands chopped off, man would make sure you got your hands chopped off if he saw you steal, because it's not fair if Jerry steals a Freddo and loses his hands and you don't. We do not believe in special treatment here. Anyway, moving on to Mo, who I've briefly covered before in my first ever video on this channel, if you want to check it out. So, if you watched my video on Mo, well, on 4 characters, but Mo was one of them, you might recall me saying that he isn't the god of anything. And while I didn't lie in that video, I didn't tell the full truth either. So, basically, Imera, who for those of you who are new here, is the goddess of the sun, creation, and life, that sort of thing. She's the queen of the gods and is also known as the faceless god because no one knows what she looks like except for Abaddon and a few others. So if you want to know more about her, it's in my Abaddon video because they don't like each other very much and I talk briefly on it. So Imera basically gives the gods their titles, and in that respect, despite checking almost every day, Mo has never received a title. However, no one except for Mo, Mammon, Abaddon, Taina, Marion, and I guess Imera knows that he has no title, and because he made daylight savings a thing and the leap year, because the way years worked annoyed the shit out of him, and if he couldn't make everything work perfectly, he may as well come up with a way to make it seem more perfect, you know? But because of this, mortals began saying that he was the god of the calendar. And before all the god of the calendar thing became a thing, when he was just like fresh out the god sack, that does not sound good. I don't want to go through how gods are conceived in this video. It's an asexual process. The god sack. Anyway, so he popped out and was like, hey, these people are boring as hell. So he just started popularizing like performance in games. So they ended up naming him the god of entertainment, and that's his main title, because it kind of has something to do with greed, because you want to be entertained because you don't want to be bored. It's like a selfish thing that you want. Listen, I know that's like a far stretch, but in my defense, canonically, Mammon and Abaddon are the ones trying to make this far stretch a thing. So canonically, it makes sense, I swear. So yeah, because everyone was like, oh yeah, in some cultures they also call him like the god of the sky, because he holds the sun and the moon back like an hour twice a year. But it's a less popular title, or pulls it forward, I guess. Yeah, it's definitely a less popular title. And Mammon and Abaddon, they heard all these titles, and they were like, yep, totally, he has so many titles. So the public thinks he's the god of a lot of things, mainly entertainment, as I said, and, they think it has something to do with greed, because Mammon's like, yeah, it totally does, trust me. Because, you don't want to embarrass yourself by saying he actually is a nobody. He's not doing me proud. Anyway, so relationship-wise, Taina and Mo are obviously siblings. However, when Mo appeared into the world, as gods do, through the god sack, when he spawned in, Taina was already in her hundreds, maybe thousands, so she was a little bit nicer to him than most siblings tend to be. She still bullied him, though. I mean, like, he wouldn't have turned out good if she didn't. Meridian likes both of them, and Taina thinks Meridian's okay. She has to deal with them on a daily basis because they're kind of like the opposing sides. She thinks he's fine. He's not rude or anything. He has a few too many suggestions sometimes and oversteps boundaries, but he doesn't mean to, so he's fine. But Mo is not having it, okay? He thinks Meridian's everyone's equal spiel is a ruse, a sham, if you will, and is constantly trying to catch him out, even though Meridian is none the wiser and thinks of Mo as an apprentice, because Mo also doesn't do what he's told to do, and Mo also interacts with a lot of mortals, which is something Meridian wants all the gods to do, and because Mo's younger than him by like a good bit, he thinks that Mo took inspiration from him when Mo is just doing his own thing. So Meridian goes to performances organized by or featuring Mo to support him, and Mo thinks he's spying on him and the friendliness is part of the ruse. Mo is a conspiracy theorist canon. Is Mo MatPat? No. No. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Irish word of the day is monkey, which means monkey. It's spelled M-O-N-C-A-I-F-A-D-A though, so it's not spelled the same. Monkey.